13 reasons why this NBA season will be historic. Nuggets winning their first championship. LeBron James becoming the highest point scorer in NBA history. Joel Embiid bagging his first MVP. James Harden demanding another trade? This was all about the 2022-23 season. It was fun, but you know what? The 2024 NBA season will be historic, and I have 13 reasons why. Victor Wembanyama. Okay, y'all, let's get straight to the point. If there's one rookie who has everyone on their toes, it's none other than the French national. Damn, man! Look at his highlights. He's called the generational talent, the best #1 draft pick since LeBron James for a reason. Are you kidding me? LeBron James! The 19-year-old is the youngest ever to win the LNB Pro AMVP and lead the French National League in points, rebounds, and blocks, as well as getting an MVP. Oh, God! This guy is sensational. And what could be a better team for him than the Spurs? And who could be a better mentor than Greg Popovich? It's a place where David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Kawhi Leonard were made. So, it cannot get any better for the French prodigy. Can he be this year's Roy? Can he be this year's Rookie of the Year? Only time will tell. Well, folks, speaking of greatness, you saw the Nuggets pull the championship in 2023. But can they repeat? Denver Nuggets. Can the Nuggets be a dynasty, a team that generations would remember? Well, they were 59-23 this year, and even 16-4 in the postseason, beating the Lakers, Miami Heat, and the Suns. Damn! And you know what's the catch? Their best five are still there. The triple-double machine, Nikola Jokic, who was second in the 2023 MVP run, who won the Finals MVP. He's still there, bearing the Nuggets flag. And then there's Jamal Murray, the Robin to Jokic's Batman. He worked his ass off to be where he is today. After suffering from a torn ACL, he won the ESPY's Comeback Athlete of the Year award. So, all of us are aware of the damage that he can do. Damn! In simple words, another championship might be on the cards. Speaking of championships, how can we not mention Damian Lillard and his future? One of the finest clutch players the NBA has ever produced, a jaw-dropping average of 32.2 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 7.3 assists this year. Dame Time can rap, he can win games single-handedly, and he can score 71 points in a single outing. But he's scared of needles and statues. Damian is a complete package. He has been the dominant point guard in Portland for 11 seasons, but he has failed to win big. No championships, which means there might not be a legacy. His loyalty to the Trailblazers is unprecedented, but sometimes winning is also important. Damian did show an interest in moving to the Miami Heat, but as of now, the news is buried. He might be continuing with the Trailblazers for all we know. Well, up next, we have someone with a rich legacy, Lakers and King James. LBJ has 4 rings already. He's on top of the point scoring list. So from here, where does he go? He is continuing with the Lakers, but at this age, can he win another MVP or another ring? He averaged 28.9 points per game this year, but his body showed signs of wear and tear as he suffered from an ankle injury. So, let's see what King does in the upcoming season. Anyway, 2023-24 Lakers are definitely going to do better as a team. They've added Vincent Gabe and Christian Wood. Vincent might be giving a big push when it comes to scoring from downtown, whereas Wood's addition would give more rest to Anthony Davis. Even though AD has been on a performance roller coaster, he's due for a huge year if healthy, especially after signing a 3-year, $186 million contract with the Lakers. Damn! On the other hand, there's James Harden. Where every other guy is progressing to a better career, Harden has made a mess of himself. Jeez! I mean, this man is bouncing from one franchise to another, and trust, the fault lies in him. Just as recently on his tour to China, James crossed the line as he called the 76ers boss, Daryl Morey, a liar. You are not supposed to do that. The league didn't take this lightly, handing the one-time MVP a $100,000 fine. Damn! On the contrary, Joel Embiid averaged 33.1 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 4.2 assists in the 62 games that he played this season, winning his first MVP ever. Just like Embiid, there's one trio, the MVP trio. Yeah, you heard me right. The Suns Trio. The Suns lost to the Nuggets in this year's playoffs, but this might not be the case in 2024, because after signing Bradley Beal, they've got the best trio in the league. I call it the MVP trio. After Chris Paul's groin injuries, D-Book had to take the role of point guard, but you know he's all about the buckets. And you can't forget about KD, guys. Everyone knows Phoenix will be a scoring machine with these three-headed killers. Suns have the most dynamic offensive trio in the NBA. One that should have the Suns competing for titles over the next several years. Yeah! Just like the Suns, the Mavericks are also buckling up. Luka and Kyrie. After a 3-year, $126 million deal, Kyrie would be rocking in the Mavericks jersey. This year, he only played 20 games and averaged 26.9 points per outing. Now, this was impressive. Just think of his impact on Dallas after playing for the whole season. In the meantime, there's Luka Magic, who just got a new ripped look after losing some serious weight. The results were incredible. In fact, during the FIBA World Cup 2023, he averaged 27 points per game and led the scoreboards. We might be looking at an MVP Luka this year. But amongst all this razzle and dazzle, we have another championship contender in the works, and that's the Boston Celtics. These boys have been preparing for war, because they just made history after signing a $304 million contract with Jaylen Brown, the highest paid contract in the league right now. And then they've got Jason Tatum, and oh boy, he was in the MVP race this year, averaging 30.1 points, 8.8 rebounds, and 4.6 assists per game. Well, these were just fillers. The real catch is Kristaps Porzingis. If he stays fit and uninjured, his size will come real handy, allowing the Celtics extra option and a formidable new attack. So yes, the Celtics are the favorites to win the Eastern Conference. Mind my words. But the Celtics aren't the only ones acquiring new players. The Golden State Warriors traded Jordan Poole, their young superstar, for CP3. This cannot be true. Steph Curry and CP3 on the same team? What about their old beef? Or the times when they couldn't even tolerate the sight of each other? Well, never mind. Chris is going to take home $31 million, so he just buried the hatchet. Analyzing his gameplay, he loves to slow the pace to a crawl and control the ball. Whereas the Warriors have won 4 NBA titles by being a fast-breaking team. But we'll do something about that later on. As of now, the Warriors are sticking to their veterans as they extended Draymond Green's $100 million contract. But as the 2024 campaign starts, one star will be sitting out waiting for his return. Memphis and Ja Morant. With an average of 26.2 points, 8.1 assists, and 4.8 rebounds, Ja Morant has been the Grizzlies' mainstay. But just as recently, he was suspended from the league due to his immature actions. Amidst all the gun violence that has sent the country into a frenzy, Ja displayed firearms twice on his Instagram Live, and the league was pissed. Ja was suspended. After his 25-game suspension, Ja will be eligible to return on December 19th versus the New Orleans Pelicans. This will be a highly anticipated game, as the Grizzlies and their fans are already gearing up for the return of Ja Morant. After signing vet D-Rose and bully guard Marcus Smart, Ja and Grizzlies might as well be getting better direction and counseling. This one signing has more potential to change the Grizzlies than another move. And then there's Minnesota Timberwolves, who missed the 2023 playoffs, but just a play-in game lost to the Lakers, finishing off with a record of 42-40. Due to a calf injury, Karl Anthony Towns played only 29 games in the entire season, averaging a little over 20. But well, the 2024 season seems much more brighter and promising. Anthony Edwards, not only did he sign for over $200 million contract extension over the next 5 years, he might just be the next megastar in the league. He averaged 18.9 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.8 assists in the FIBA World Cup, and just became the undisputed superstar for the U.S. national team. Well, guys, every team is making an effort to rebuild itself. Charlotte Hornets. You might have seen the news of Michael Jordan selling his shares in the Hornets for $2.5 billion. This was huge. Well, ever since the Hornets have worked hard to build a team around LaMelo Ball, Due to his ankle injury, Melo was out in the 22-23 season quite frequently. But now the scenarios are different. He'll be back stronger and better. More importantly, he's got Miles Bridges and the number 2 pick in the draft from Alabama in Brandon Miller to assist him out there. Well, we might be seeing new Hornets this year. And when every other team has changed its outlook, Houston Rockets are trying to make a comeback. One of the worst performing teams in the NBA during recent times. Houston needs someone for the rescue. They're the bottom feeders right now, but an $80 million contract with Dillon Brooks and the arrival of Fred VanVleet, an all-star point guard in his prime, has the potential to lift the Rockets up. At the same time, after averaging 22 points per game in the 22-23 season, Jalen Green has shown potential, whereas Kevin Porter Jr. just might have found himself out of the league for good. He was recently arrested for an attack on his girlfriend at a New York City hotel, left the woman with a fractured neck vertebrae and a cut above her right eye. Prosecutors revealed at his arraignment Tuesday. Yikes! And as the NBA is evolving, NBA players can now smoke marijuana without any trouble. The league has signed an agreement where it has removed marijuana from its banned substances list and has laid out rules allowing players to invest and promote cannabis brands. The league won't mind this at all. The players can represent weed brands. They can invest in weed brands as long as the investment is passive. There are a handful of active players heavily invested into cannabis. A long list includes legends like AI, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant. Guess the future is looking high level for the NBA. Well, this is it for today's video. Don't forget to dunk on that sub button. Until next time, take care.